ZIZonline.com. Depends on where you listen. You might get us on 95.9 or 96.3. Good morning, Sergeant Henry. Welcome to the studio. And how are you doing today?
Good morning, J.K. I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Now, before we open the lines to hear from more listeners, the audience here, let's hear from you. What's on your table of agenda this morning?
I just want to update the general public of the new system that was put in place from last week, Monday. Like anything else, we'll have some teething stages. Mm-hmm. And this week we had a lot of that, but I just want to thank the public to be patient with the traffic department. We apologize for any inconvenience we may cause. But as I can see of today, most of that has been ironed out. Mm-hmm. Monday we couldn't do nothing at all. We couldn't do no registration, we couldn't do no transfer. But yesterday we got the registration done and transfer, because last week I think between Friday and Saturday there were 2 boats, car boats, and I think they came in with over 200 vehicles. So you know how it was.
Yeah.
Persons coming up there, and then we had to turn them back, and yes, human being as it is. Yes, but I just want to thank the public for the patience that they had with us. Okay. So as of today, we did transfers yesterday, we did registration, and most of it has been ironed out. I want to ask the persons who brought in vehicles from Japan or from the Asian countries, when you when you buy a vehicle from there, you have to come with a form that states Bureau of Standard. This means that the vehicle was inspected over there. Mm-hmm. So once you get that form, you don't have to go to a next inspection site here. You come to the traffic department, we do the registration, we give you the forms, you go to your insurance, then to Inland Revenue, then to the port to collect your vehicle. If that form hasn't been with you, then you'll have to go to an inspection site. So you come to the traffic department, you register the vehicle, you go to the insurance, you come back to us, first to give you that form to remove the vehicle from the port. We give you permission to move it. You go and you do everything, but you must, before you go to the inspection site, you must put on that number plate on it. Because when they're inspecting the vehicle, they're inspecting everything about that vehicle. The lights, the brakes, the number plate, to make sure they are in accordance with the traffic regulation, and also tint. So persons who like to put on darker tint than 35%, the inspection site will be inspecting the tint also. Mm-hmm. Yes. And if the inspection site fail or they falsify the information in the Vehicle and Road Traffic Act regulation states, this was amended in 2018, the licensing authority may grant authorization for a person to become an inspector for the purpose of subsection 3 upon receipt of a letter of application accompanied by a fee prescribed by the minister in regulation. Satisfactory compliance with the guideline for inspection and inspection facilities as may be prescribed in the regulation. So when you apply to be an inspection agent, someone from the traffic department is going to come and inspect your place to make sure you have everything that is required. And when you're carrying out these inspections, as I said, and you falsify it, then in the case of a first violation, to be issued with a warning, so you falsify one, you get a warning letter. In the second case or subsequent offense, authorization may be withdrawn from the licensing. So they will revoke your inspection form, or so you won't be able to inspect vehicles. And going forward, as I said, the inspection site is going to inspect everything on that vehicle, and you must get 100% pass mark to get your vehicle license. If there's a fail in one, the inspection rep will put whatever why the vehicle was failed, and then you have to go and come back and rectify it, and then if it passed, then you get your vehicle inspected.
Okay. That's the process.
Yes. It's no longer now a paper.
Okay.
So once the inspection site do that, then they upload it in the system, and Inland Revenue will get that. As I said, if you want a copy, make sure you give them your email addresses. But then for persons who don't have, well, the inspection site should be able to print it out for you. Or you can come to the traffic department and we'll do such.
Okay. Lines are now open 465-2555, 662-8674, and 718-577-2916. For those of you who have any concerns on the topic that was raised this morning as it relates to registering your vehicle, or if you have any other concerns or question that is related to traffic in particular, those are the numbers to call once again. 465-2555, 662-8674, 718-577-2916. Let's take this call. Good morning. You are live.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Host, and to your guests, the traffic
Good morning.
officers. Now, the last traffic talk, I believe there was some misunderstanding about a traffic accident. That is really caused some controversy. The accident occurred half the tree. The Island Main Road, at the junction of Harry Phipps Road and the Island Main Road. And right there you would see a camera, a CCTV camera. And I want to ask the traffic officers there if really they don't utilize the cameras around things in the event of accident, traffic accident, or in crime, criminal activity. Because why I ask that, from the time the accident happened, incidentally happened with my son. I went to the traffic department in Bastia and spoke to the inspector concerning the same CCTV camera where the monitors are located. I wasn't sure anything in Sandy Point. Actually, Sandy Point were dealing with the accident. And you would have thought that any investigators really investigating accident would first really concentrate on the camera. But that wasn't done. I spoke to a Corporal Jefferson, the sergeant was out. Is he going to get a technician? And he get back to me. And the gummy guy and I had to get to Deputy Commissioner Henry. And he got involved by then the sergeant, the woman sergeant came out. She said she was out for 2 weeks. And she assured me, well, she's going to check it out. And they just let time run off. And the last thing they say, they only could see the ambulance. I didn't hide my disgust and my disappointment. They said they see the ambulance. And so I want to ask another question. Is it not the policy of the traffic department? Because I know it was. When you have serious accidents, fatal and serious accidents, if the driver involved is not required to do a blood alcohol test, drug test, because I know it was there. In the United States, it's a standard thing. And this was a hit-and-run accident, compounded by a hit-and-run accident. So I am not hiding my disgust because I dealt with traffic accidents for years. There is too many irregularities in this one traffic accident. Too much. And so no arrest was made. The CCTV camera, nothing. He right there, come down by the church before you reach Church of God. The commissioner of police, he passed there all the time. I'm disappointed. And my son result in injuries, 2 fractures in the left arm, a broken right leg. Met him lying down to the road there. He's not a dog, he's not a sheep. No driver, ambulance, police, no driver around. He called me, thank God, he's alive. He called me, he was able to call me and tell me, Daddy, a car hit me and gone. Thank God he didn't get it in the head. You can always plead the blood of Jesus over him when he go to work. Actually, he was coming from work. Very active young man, now he's here, laying aside, helpless. This is not right. I want justice for him because there should not be another young man who suffer in regard to these kind of, I do not know how to describe it. You understand? There should not be another person, whether man or woman, have to suffer like this. Thank you very much.
All right. I am so sorry to hear about your situation. Sergeant Henry, any response to the caller?
He spoke of the CCTV cameras. Yes, they are utilized once they're operational. When they have accident, they go. I know most of them are located up in Telecom, that's Force Headquarters. The officers will go up there and check for the footage. And once there's something, they take them, they put them on a recorder or a disc or whatever, and they have it for their purpose. With the toxicology report where he's talking about if somebody is driving and getting an accident or they cause an accident, it's not everybody you do that for. Because the person might not be under influence. So it doesn't make sense to do a toxicology report, a toxicology test on that person. So it's not every accident or serious accident
That is
you do
required.
that, right, because the person might not be drunk. Remember, distractions sometimes are causes of accident. So it doesn't mean that the person is drunk, so you have to go and carry them for a blood test. So it's not every accident that is done.
He also made mention that there were no arrests.
Well, I can say, as he said, it is Sandy Point who is dealing with it. It's not the traffic department. And as I said before, is each station deals with their own accident. Sandy Point deal with the district, Tabernacle deal with Date Bay, Keon, everybody. Traffic deal with certain parts in Bastille. So I don't know if arrest was made.
Okay. Finally, can you check in for him and see if you can get some update from him, at least to know well, if there's investigation being done, what's been reported from the Sandy Point end for him? 'Cause he has been calling for a while now.
I know up to last week when I got off the radio, I know the officers went to his home or to his son's home to complete investigation.
Okay, so it's ongoing.
Yes, it is.
All right. Good morning, you're live.
Mr. Liebert, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You've always done enough, have said enough, and at least the things which, of course, are said by you on this program is encouraging to listen. Sergeant Henry, good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
And rather pitiful and disappointing and heartbreaking to say to that first caller, welcome to the club. There's a few flaws, of course, the things that are said about this. And GQ, you said he been calling. Sergeant Henry, you said there is not everybody who is under the influence because you may not have clues, but when there are clues, I had the same similar experience a few years ago. The person who spoke to the police officer at the scene, the accident, who take the report, saw signs, there were clues, had speech impediment, could not stand up straight, and was not done anything about it. So when, at what time, at what point is someone blood alcohol level are being tested? And it should be mandatory. It's government responsibility. If I said, hey, I am arrested because I don't want to do something, for them to see what they saw, they can prove I am under the influence. Sergeant Henry, I'm so sad about it. Believe me, anybody who's listening is disappointing as well. After so many years, it is still the same way? Really? Systems need to be updated in every possible way. This man is hurt. You can hear it in his voice. Me too have been hurt about it too. I had the same similar situation and nothing being done. Sergeant Henry, somebody got to stand up and do something that needs to be, because nobody is getting justice. It's unfortunate. And I'm an advocate about this, the situation he had. I had it too. I was a victim of that myself too. Come on, Sergeant Henry. Somebody have to start doing the things that need to be done. Make people feel confident and comfortable about the police force doing their work. You have a good day, and thanks for listening.
Thank you, caller, for your call.
And you have a good day as well. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Hey, good morning, GQ.
Hey, good morning, Coach.
Good
And good morning, my good friend, here, Sergeant Henry.
Good morning.
Sergeant Henry, look, I love you as a human being and I love you as a villager. That seat is too hot for you. Because who got more responsibility than you? Who higher than you? Why don't you sit down in your seat and face the hard questions? According to the first caller, I spoke about that scene 2 weeks ago, and he been talking about it for over a year. And you're going to tell me, up to now, nobody gone to sort out that problem? That man was a police for over the years, and when he was a police, he always on the street on the motorcycle. So a lot of people could not get away with the nonsense on the street. Just like in the 60s, you had Sergeant Brown from our Atlas and Mr. What he named from down McKnight. Can't remember his name now, but the two of them, they had the street traffic well controlled with a motorcycle. In the morning they go Kayanwe, in the afternoon they go West Line, and everybody refer them. He named Crafton and Brown. Well, nowadays they got more vehicle in the police force and more police resources, but the police them are not assigned to where they're supposed to be assigned. Too many police following one person. They're supposed to be on the road. Then they will catch a lot of people who break in the traffic laws. But they're not out there. They're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I'm sorry for you, darling. And nobody going to put no blame on you, which you're not responsible for. Otherwise, I'm going to straighten it out. You're doing your work. You only could do what they send you to do. Let them deploy the police then where they're supposed to be. You hear what the first caller said the commissioner of police does be? Right down there in halfway tree. And up to now, he and I ain't going to see about nothing. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Thanks for your call,
Thank you,
Coach.
caller.
Thanks for your call. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Mr. Libert,
Good morning, Daya.
and good morning to the sergeant there.
Good morning, sir.
I'm very disappointed about the first caller. He been speaking about this for a good while now, and seems though nobody is taking him on. According to the last caller, he was a policeman in his own right, and he used to carry out the work of a policeman. Nobody could have done nothing and get away. And it's a shame and burning shame to see what he's going through because of his son get a hit and run. We have 3 cameras across Fort Thomas Road. I'm speaking about it all the time, and you are not taking me on, and I had stopped calling about you. 3 cameras, and they're not functioning. I spoke to your husband some time ago down by the garden and asked him about it. He said me they cannot do anything. You have to go in the house to pass for them to use them. What nonsense did they telling people? What they put up cameras for? They put up cameras to catch the thief and other culprits. Sunday night I witnessed 8 guys on motorbike have on motor, and out of the 8 of them, 1 had on lights. A policeman who normally walk down by the Chinese supermarket called the traffic, and up to now, those guys get away. 8 of them, and have the road as though it is a playing ground. What the traffic department and police force is doing? You all have vehicles, put them on the road to catch these guys. People shouldn't come in on the radio and be talking and explaining to you all about these. You all say, you all see something, say something. Now that we see something, you all is not coming. Something is wrong with the police force and the person in charge of the police, the commissioner of police. I'm very upset. You all need to look into this gentleman and let him feel comfortable and not let people call it and start to take your blame. We need something bit sorted out. Have a pleasant morning.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, you're live.
Hi, good morning, and how are you, GQ? How are you, Sergeant Henry?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm good, thanks.
I applaud the traffic department for all their regulations and violations as it relates to traffic and vehicles. I applaud Park and Beaches for the work that they do in terms of cleaning our environment. But Sergeant Henry, when they are cutting the road, the grass close to the road, as you know, things fly. Pebbles fly, stones and everything else fly, big things fly, and they're hitting people's vehicles. And when push comes to shove, they're telling you at the department they're not responsible because how would they know it is that stone that came from that wheel on the ground or whatever, hit the windshield or hit the vehicle. Before time, they used to have a bag or whatever the protective thing is to prevent, when they're cutting on the side of the road, to prevent things flying and hitting people's vehicle. Sergeant Henry, please to have a talk with Park and Beaches because I very well know a pebble hit a lady's windshield. She came out of her vehicle. She didn't see anything. 1 week later, something was sparking on the vehicle from the sun. And when she checked, it is the exact same spot that the stone hit. It had a little small crack. And then, of course, they're telling her they're not responsible. How are they? How would they know it is that same stone? We pay our money. We insure our vehicles. We license our vehicles to be on the road. And I have said before, I applaud the Park and Beaches for cleaning the environment. But we have to protect our vehicles. Because if somebody come up and hit my vehicle with a stone, they will be responsible for it. So if you're cleaning the road and you hit my vehicle with a pebble or stone or whatever you want to call it, you should be responsible for it, especially if it cracks or you have a spall on top of it. So I would appreciate if you speak to those at Park and Beaches for them to get back the bag or whatever the protective thing was that they used to use before to prevent hitting people's vehicle when they're cleaning the road. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, JTO.
Good morning, man.
I could go ahead?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Oh, because I wanted to see that. So, look now, good morning to everybody, the Sergeant.
Good morning, sir.
And JTO, good morning.
Good morning.
When you come to me on the roundabout, I'm having a problem with the roundabout. I don't know whether people do not know how to use the roundabout or they just hurry. I'm always get caught in the roundabout going to Rams. A few days ago, I was going to Rams. I'm on the left side of the road, mine. The left side of the road, going to Rams. This vehicle on me, the right to me, it happens so often. Can't wait. And him and I going in the neck of the roundabout to go to Rams. You know, if somebody talk about signage, I do not know if it's funds or what. I do not know. But you are going to have to put signage. And I believe even if you put signage, people just want to believe that they could go about the roundabout how they like. And I don't want to get myself into an accident. So, rightly, I'm going to slow down. But the man passed me in the neck of the roundabout, going to the same Rams on the right to me. I don't understand why these, especially the one there going by the ECCB. That's where they run into a lot of trouble. Because the one from Cairn, there's a barrier there, a concrete barrier, and most time they stop in the sea going on the Kim County Road. But the one there by the ECCB, I don't know what happened there. Can't blame nobody. Whether it's signage, I do not know. I believe if I put signage, they still ain't gonna heed. They ain't gonna give way. That's just my little 2 pence. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlo.
And that's it for our show for today. It's 9 o'clock in the studio. We have our 9 o'clock report up next. Compliments to Grange. Sergeant Henry, thank you so much for being here this morning.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back next week, same time, same place, to do it all over again.
I'm begging you to slow it down. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more. The Grange Healthcare Facility is simply the best place to satisfy your needs. It is the first of its kind in St. Kitts, situated just 7 miles out of Bastia, with beautifully landscaped grounds in serene and tranquil surroundings. The Grange offers residential care places, daycare facilities for seniors, convalescent care, rehabilitation services, overnight, weekend and holiday stay, and complementary therapies. A caring and experienced staff has promised to take good care of you or your loved ones. For more information and bookings, call 465-8020 or 466-5525 or fax your requests to 466-8221.